Hey everybody, start of a new week. Monday, out here in the morning because I think I mentioned it last week. I can't remember, but I took today off. Mainly, the main thing was I wanted to get my tires rotated and the front end of my Jeep aligned. So I could have done that and worked because the place where I have it done is pretty close to where I work. But since I was taking off, or since me and Lindsay went to Jeep Invasion on Saturday with my uncles, I just wanted the rest. It's a good thing because I did not sleep good last night. But anyway, so it really feels starting to warm up, but it felt nice this morning when I took Atlas out. It's a little bit later than, we got up a little later, but when I took him out, it was pretty cool. I almost went back in and put a long sleeve t-shirt on, but it was like 62, so it wasn't really cold, so I just sucked it up and wore my short sleeves. I was trying to decide when I wanted to run. I just decided to go ahead and get it done, but I haven't eaten anything today, so that always backfires. Makes my legs feel a little heavier. They felt okay, but I can just always tell when I don't have any fuel in me. It's funny because like the last 5 to 10 minutes I ran were the fastest because I don't know, they just kind of woke up. I did drink some Dr. Pepper Icy because Lindsay and I stopped and got one after dropping the Jeep off, and so maybe that sugar was getting into my system. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna finish up my cool down walk and then I'm gonna try to go edit this week's video because I didn't do that yesterday. So anyway, I'll catch up with you guys later. Today is Tuesday and had a pretty good day. Not super fantastic or anything exciting, but it was a pretty good day. So I will take it where I can get it. I'm out here walking, waiting for Lindsay to get home, and I'm not going to get my 3.1 in before she gets home, obviously, but I feel like I could probably at least get a mile. So that's what I'm going to try, to get a mile in, and then I'll just come back out. It feels pretty nice. It's still pretty warm in the sun, but not like melt you hot. I wish I'd taken the top off the Jeep when I came home at lunch today, but I didn't. But it was the perfect day to have the top off, but I don't always like to bother with it just to drive home. I probably should, but I don't always want to because I just have to turn around and put it back on. I can't remember. I think I told you guys yesterday after I ran that I went to get the front end aligned and the tires rotated yesterday. That's primarily why I took off. I got that done, and then I decided that I was going to go ahead and get the oil changed. It was just probably not even, probably not even 100 miles over, but it probably was, having driven to Pigeon Forge and back. Not for that, it wouldn't have been. I've been putting it off for a couple of weeks. I was going to go a couple of weeks ago before it was over, and I just didn't want to do it. So got that done too. So spent a couple $100, got all that done, but now I'm good for a while, I hope. So anyway, I'm going to continue walking, and I will catch up with you guys soon. My Wednesday run is done. I felt pretty good overall. When I first started out, my legs were a little tired, but pretty sure my last mile or last bit was faster than the first. But I think it does help when I, can do it like in the middle of the day before I've worked all day and I'm not quite as just worn out from the day. The positive note is that it's not even 80 degrees quite. I think maybe it might be 80, but I think it was around 78 or 79. I didn't really look. I looked before I came home, but I don't really remember. But yeah, so I did my 31 minutes. Now I'm walking my cool down. I'm gonna try to get maybe 45 minutes. I don't know if I'll go quite that long. We'll see. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna get my 5K, but I think I might go 45. We'll see. Hello everybody, happy Thursday. Lindsay is not home yet. She was walking. So I decided I would do what I did the other day and come out and get like a mile or so. And I'm going to do a split 5K. So I'll do a mile or so of it now. And I'll do whatever's left after we finish eating. So that's what I'm doing. And I've got almost 3/4 of a mile. And I think she's just about home. So anyway, today was a pretty good day. Nothing spectacular or nothing horrible. So I like those days. When I came out to walk Atlas, there was something that was kind of stinking. I don't know if they put chicken litter on some of the fields, because it wasn't just in one spot. It was like the entire walk. But when I came out here to walk by myself, I didn't really smell it anymore. So I don't know what it was. Maybe something, some vehicle had something that had just driven through that smelled. I don't know. But anyway, I'm a little bit tired because I had a headache yesterday afternoon and it lingered, and I didn't sleep very good because of it. I woke up about 1 o'clock and I was dozing until 1, and then I took some Advil. Kind of got better. I slept a little better after that, but still not great. I'm hoping I sleep better tonight. At least it's a long weekend because Monday is Labor Day. So maybe I can get a little bit more sleep this weekend. Fingers crossed, saying prayers, and just hoping that I can sleep better and get some rest, especially since I have my long run on Saturday. So I don't know if I'll catch up with you guys again tonight, but I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I am pit stopping at the donut store again. I'm just gonna get us some donuts real quick. I'm on my way to get me and my mom's dinner, so just thought I'd get us some donuts on the way. So here's what I got. This one is blueberry. She said they were fresh. Not so fresh now because I've driven to get supper and home. This was a chocolate peanut butter cookie dough, I think is what she said. This is just cream filled, chocolate covered, and that is my Oreo that I love from there. So I'll try them when I get in. Well, maybe after I eat my supper anyway. Friday walk. I know I showed you I went and got my mom supper. Me and my mom, not just my mom. So I'm out here a smidgen later than usual, but that's okay. It feels nice. Of course, it felt nice most of the day. Of course, when I was walking Atlas, it was the temperature wasn't too bad, except I had on a black shirt and I felt like my back was on fire where the sun was beaming down. So don't recommend black shirts walking. Not a good idea. Anyway, I'm gonna try to get in my quick walk, listening to an old podcast that I hadn't listened to, and because I've got my long run tomorrow. But I wanted to be sure to get my 5K walk in. So I'm getting close to a mile now, so 2 more to go. They are redoing these ball fields. I'm sorry if it's a little bouncy. It's my running segment, so I didn't want to stop. But they've got all the fences pulled down. I didn't run this part a couple of weeks ago, so I didn't notice, or they didn't have it done. I don't know. Saturday workout done. I am tired. My legs felt really good for about the first 5.5 miles, but then they started getting tired. But I did a run 2:30, walk 45 pace, and I've got probably half a mile, maybe a little over, back to my car. So overall I'll have a little over 10 miles. And I knew I was going to have a little bit over 10. But when I got to where I needed to turn around, I was awful close to the end of the Greenway. So I did all of the Greenway today. So like I said, a little over 10 miles by the time I make it back to the Jeep. But my legs are really tired. I'm going to grab me some Taco Bell on the way home and then rest the rest of the day. Hey everybody, happy Sunday. We've made it through another week. My legs are surprisingly not sore yet. I know that sometimes it's more 2 days after the long run that they get sore, but they're not even really super stiff. I think I'm starting to battle some plantar fasciitis in my left foot. At first, when it started a week or so ago, I thought it was like just sore feet, but I almost think it was what I dealt with when I was training for the marathon. So I think it's plantar fasciitis. It's not terrible, but it's definitely uncomfortable. I'm gonna have to start using my Theragun on it more often because I don't think it's quite as bad today, and I used my Theragun yesterday before I ran, so I do think that helps, but it's not fun. I spend the morning working on my latest obsession, which is ancestry, family tree, and it's kind of remarkable how quickly this project snowballed. And I'm just working on my dad's side right now because I don't know a lot of my mom's side. We were never like super close to them. My mom grew up in Florida. She knew her family, but she wasn't super close to them. So we were always closer to my dad's family. So right now I'm just working on my dad's side, and I have just barely got from like my great grandparents down my dad's, from my dad's parents and his brothers and sisters and their children and all that. So I've almost finished that little branch of the tree, and then I'm going to move on back to like my great grandparents and their like siblings and stuff. So it's very interesting. I have already learned some things that I didn't know, trying to find more details, but it's tricky. But at least like with the internet and Facebook and things, I've gotten some details from there, and like I said, relatively close to with my dad's side. So anyway, I am going to finish my walk and get my 5K. I am up to almost a mile, so I'll talk to you guys soon.